Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are making a crumble sugar cookie copycat recipe, and this is actually a copycat of their classic pink sugar cookie that is served chilled with sweet almond flavored frosting. Today I'm going to give you all the details on the dough and the frosting, so let's get started. First, we're going to make the cookie dough. So in a mixing bowl, I'm going to cream together the butter and the sugar until they are fluffy. I did this at low speed for approximately 3 minutes. I do want to remind you that anytime you are mixing in new ingredients, you should stop your mixer and scrape the sides of your bowl just to make sure that everything incorporates. So in this instance, I stopped my mixer, I scraped the sides of the bowl, and I'm adding in the eggs, vanilla, and the almond extract, and I'm going to mix this on medium-high speed for approximately 3 minutes until all of these ingredients incorporate and they become fluffy. And by fluffy, this is exactly what I mean. This is how your mixture should look. So I went ahead and allowed all of that to continue to mix. And while those ingredients are mixing, I'm going to combine all of my dry ingredients in a bowl. And I went ahead and added in the all-purpose flour, the baking powder, the salt, and I went ahead and mixed to combine. Now we're going to go ahead and return to the butter egg mixture. I went ahead and turned off the mixer and scraped the sides of the bowl, and I added in all of my dry ingredients. Now remember to slowly turn on the mixer and allow the dough to form. I went ahead and just turned this on medium speed right away and made a huge mess. The dough will take approximately 3 minutes to come together. Make sure to just keep your mixer on low speed. This will allow the dough to start to slowly come together, and you'll know that the dough is ready when it no longer sticks to your hands. Stop the mixer and test a small ball of dough by rolling it in your hands. Remember that the dough will, however, stick to the sides of the bowl just a tiny little bit. After the dough is done, I went ahead and placed it in an airtight container, and or you can either cover the bowl with a kitchen towel, but we're going to go ahead and set this aside for later. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make the pink almond buttercream, and in a bowl I went ahead and added all of my ingredients. I added in the butter, the powdered sugar, the almond extract, milk, and also food coloring. In this case, I am adding powdered food coloring. This is from the Master Elite line in the color hot pink from the company The Sugar Art. And don't forget that I do have a discount code for you, so go ahead and look for that in the description box. And I'm also going to place it here on screen so that you can take advantage and use that in case you want to use this color for this recipe. I am also going to say ahead of time that I did feel like I added just a tad bit too much the powdered food coloring because I wanted the actual frosting to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to show you how I corrected that, but we're just going to go ahead and mix this on medium speed for approximately 3 to 4 minutes. And what you're going to notice is that the mixture actually gets fluffy and it's going to double in size. And here's exactly what I mean. I felt like my color was too deep. So in order for me to fix this, what I did is I went ahead and took the color white from the Master Elite line from the Sugar Art, and I'm going to go ahead and add it in. Now remember that these colors from the Sugar Art from the Master Elite line are actually activated by fat content. In this case would be our butter and our milk. So this is perfect to make our frosting a little lighter. Once you are satisfied with the color of your frosting, go ahead and set it in a bowl, either in an airtight container or place a kitchen towel over the bowl to make sure that it doesn't crust before we need the frosting. and we're going to set it aside. Now we're getting to the portion of where we actually bake the cookies. So I am going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And while my oven is preheating, I'm going to begin to work to portion out my cookies. Now in this case, I am using a 1/4 cup measure to scoop out the cookie dough. And you should be able to get approximately 12 equal dough balls using this scoop. If you do have a tiny bit of dough left over, what I suggest is to divide it equally into the 12 balls of dough. That way you're not ending up with like this tiny sugar cookie, or you could definitely do a tiny sugar cookie, whatever is your choice. But here I'm actually just portioning out the dough and just placing it on the baking sheets. And what I'm going to do is once I have all 12, I'm actually going to go back and roll them into dough balls. Now once I had all of my dough balls placed in the baking sheet, I went ahead and just placed 6 per baking sheet because they will spread out and they are going to get fluffy. So once I went ahead and did that, I took the same 1/4 cup and squished down the dough balls right in the center. So your cookies should look flat and cracked on the edges, and they're going to have this little like welt in the center, like this little dip. But that's perfectly fine because it's going to even out when we bake them. Now that I have flattened all of my cookies, I'm going to go ahead and bake one pan at a time, and I'm going to bake them for exactly 12 minutes. And what you are going to notice is that when the cookies are about to be ready or done, the centers will actually become puffy and your kitchen's going to start smelling amazing, and that means that your cookies are ready. But also be sure to keep an eye because with your oven it might be a little bit hotter or cooler. So take a look at around the 10-minute mark, and if they've already puffed up and they look done, just go ahead and take them out. The cookie itself will actually be a little pale, but it will be done perfectly in the center. And the way that this cookie is it's actually soft and the crumb is soft on the inside, but it's delicious. Now for this next part, what I actually did is I allowed my cookies to cool in the pan for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Once the cookie cooled, I went ahead and used a spatula and just kind of like eyeballed the amount of frosting to divide into actually the 12 cookies. So I just eyeballed it. If you want to get a little bit more technical, you can definitely use a piping bag or an actual scoop to measure it. I didn't think it was necessary, so I just did it this way. And basically what I did is I just spooned on top the frosting, and then I just kind of like slowly but a little bit messily just arrange the frosting on the cookie. These are actually served chilled, so you can actually, once these are done, place them on a flat like a flat platter or even just a baking sheet if it fits in your refrigerator. Allow them to chill and serve them chilled. But I also tested these and I ate them at room temperature and they were delicious. So definitely try them both ways, or you can either chill half of them and eat the rest at room temperature. Test them out, invite some friends, but I definitely know that these are delicious either way as you would like to serve them. And here I'll also leave you with a little bit more of a close-up. I'm actually going to cut into the center so you can see the center of the crumb of this cookie. It's so delicious. These are easy to make, very minimal ingredients, and if you don't have the Master Elite powdered food coloring, you can also use food coloring that you can find at your local grocery stores. You can use either red or pink frosting. These are definitely doable. They're a very fun project to make. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave me a comment or a question down in the box below. Also, you will find information on the recipe in the description box. Don't forget that I also write a blog post to go around with this recipe so that you can print the recipe from my website. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.